Hello, Borodog, good morning. My name is SweedOla, and I have the wonderful Streetback guy. He may not be from Street Boys. Anyway, as the game has incentive for a skin, this game was paid DLC. And now, to show you what you have put the money towards, is this great visual effect of skins. So I'm going to showcase these all off. So anyway, we have Kong, Battle Scarred Kong, Classic Kong, Mother Kong, Father Kong, Albino Kong, Brown Kong, Rage Kong, Ancient Kong, Cute Kong, and Sappy Kong. And everyone vote for a Cute Kong. And yes, these are all different colors of brown. Also, this game does have another bit, which I did post as different filters. As you can tell, they are not the best. Anyway, so Rise of Kong's interesting game. It came out in October last year. It looks like a PS2 game and is a great game. And usually I do a meme with the run, so I'm playing on a Duke controller. So I've got a beefy controller for Kong. So,
You've got to go to the classics.
Yep, so time will start. So, that's the end of the cutscene. So 3, 2, 1, go. I'm so used to actually having the game saying load for save, so I was like, oh, I was expecting that. But anyway, we are Cute Kong jumping through, and at the moment we are playing as Mother Kong, so it goes through as this. So right now we are climbing up some rocks and going through because we have heard a noise or something's happened to our children, so we are now making our way through this area. We hit a low trigger and we're going to jump in this tree, and we're going to use the leap ability. I am in the wrong spot. We jump on these rocks, and I should be fine. Oh, yeah. Slightly off.
That jump is very easy to mess up, so you have to be quite precise with it.
It gives a lot of slowdowns and triggers for the area, so we're going to jump on this rock, and we should be fine. And we're going to leap over here so I don't fall down. And we skip a bit of the tutorial. This whole beginning part is just saying how to play the game, so just how to melee, how to use heavy attacks, how to jump, how to do anything of the sort. But we're just going to jump the vines. That saves a few seconds in the leap, and we're going to keep jumping across.
And spoiler alert, we're not going to do most of the tutorial.
What do you mean? We need to learn how to play the game. This game's top quality.
I mean, okay, fine. We'll start with this one then. Let's see how this goes.
All right, so what you do here is you want to give these guys hugs. They're very bitey.
Aren't you supposed to... Are you pressing the attack button? I think you're supposed to...
I mean, aren't you just meant to, like, just try and be peaceful?
Oh, I guess so. Pacifist Kong. All right, that's enough hugs.
Yeah, that's enough hugs. They hurt. So, I've forgotten about the joke. We need to be like 1 HP here because the tutorial has a final boss. And obviously, Titan game design here. The dinosaurs are just chilling. They're just talking.
Also, apologies for the heartbeat. That's going to consist until the end of the tutorial.
Yeah, it's because we're on low HP. So what we're going to do is separate the red barrier. We're going to jump out of bounds on top of the rocks. And yeah, as you can tell, this game was very, very well put together. And as we can see, we're now top of the map. And I fall down a little tiny bit here.
Oh.
That's fine. You can jump out of there. It's fine. But as you can see, if I look to my left, you can see a vast green forest that is now gone, or just a field.
Shout out to a generic backdrop in Unreal.
Yep, and also there's trees there. See, forest. Not lying. But yeah, more context for this game. It was a game that came out in October last year, and has one of the most interesting games that came out. It was dubbed one of the worst games of last year, and then the Walking Dead game came out and kind of took over that. But it's just one of those things where it's just like, oh, okay, this game came out, it's good, it's bad.
I mean, personally, this is my game of the year. I'm not going to lie.
True, it was very quality. I can't believe Baldur's Gate 3 took Game of the Year.
It's a disgrace.
Yeah, but we just walk into the final boss. This is anything you would like to do, donation-wise, you can go ahead.
Yes, we actually have a $2 donation from Bob Son, agreeing with you all, saying Game of the Year all years. That's definitely it.
Yep. So we've got vines here. What I'm going to do is leap up the vines again to avoid it. If you fall on the vines awkwardly, you can kind of lose all control of Kong, which required me to kind of save, reload the game. Anyway, here's Gar, and as again, we're very pacifist. We're going to give him a hug. Gar doesn't like hugs.
God doesn't like hugs, no.
Yeah. Fun fact about that boss fight. You can't beat Gar there. You will have to actually deal to 50% health, and then the game just kills you. So you can't defeat Gar there, and it's kind of just there. Anyway, Kong is now awake. So Kong, this is now Kong. Even though we have the same skin to start, this is Kong. This is what he is. And what ends up happening is he got woken up by a worm, and he's not very happy, so he's going to go and peacefully talk to the worm to try and, sort out some arrangement.
He's basically in his awkward teenage phase at this point. He's like, oh, Mom, don't wake me up.
Yeah, this game's a puberty story. Like, I'm not joking when we say this. Like, every boss in this game is a puberty story to the degree, and every boss achievement dialogue has some form of reason why Kong is deciding to go after them. The first boss is you are woken up. And obviously, as any person is get aggressively woken up by a loud noise or scream, obviously you're going to be a bit annoyed. Anyway, this is an ascension event, and what you do is you defeat the crabs, and instead of that, I'm just going to jump on these rocks and climb Crab Mountain and escape. And yeah, you just skip the entirety ascension event.
Shout out to Echo TF, by the way, because I think he was the one who found this.
He found the original one after, and I believe Prophet found this one, and then...
I think it was a combined effort, pretty much.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in Kong who found a lot of different skips, and the whole thing of this category, or things to why it was made. So, all bosses was made because any percent got broken on day one of the game. Originally, Ecdysis ran the game and was like, it's really interesting, you do some bosses, you skip some, you do some. Then I bought the game, got lost, and then found the final area of the game. And what I mean by, oh, I got lost, I just started jumping about randomly on the second area and going, oh, this is an interesting area. And then realized, wait, this is weird. So I went to his VOD, saw it, and asked him, hey, is this the final area? And he just goes, God damn it. Anyway, this is the Geija fight. So what I'm going to do is do a simple melee attacks to avoid Geija's slamming down us. And we'll go back to deal some damage. I'm going to try and do this fight. If Street wants to explain kind of more of the mechanics of this, that'd be great.
Sure. So Geija has these rocks that he digs up after he burrows, and one of the best ways to actually damage Geija is to stun him on the rocks for a predetermined amount of time. As you can see, Swede is getting the two rocks close to each other, and he's going to try and get it so Geija stuns himself one after the other on each rock. And if he's lucky, he can lay into him like that, which is lovely. And if you position yourself just right, you can stand on a certain spot relative to the rock, and when Geija swings like that, Kong won't get hit, which is perfect, by the way. And here we go, mid-fight transition. So Geija's pattern is going to change now. So what we're going to do is, once he burrows, we're going to roar. Oh, never mind.
You don't roar yet.
Yeah.
Oh, I got the lucky one where I just don't get hit at all.
Oh, nice.
No, I want to roar because it skips the part of the fight.
I accidentally discovered that while fighting Geija, because we were looking for Geija skip at the time, which we now do in any percent because Swede found a way to skip it. And yeah, it just turned out it completely altered Geija's pattern, so he burrows straight to the spot, and yeah, it kind of shortens down his attack pattern, which is lovely. But now he's more spinny, which is way more dangerous, so you have to kind of choose your times when to dive in an attack and when to retreat so you don't get bodied, pretty much. Oh, and the rocks don't stun Geija anymore. They just reset his spin. And that is Geija.
Cool. As Geija dealt with, and now the rocks appear, so we can now escape Geija's pit. There's something happened. But that's like the type of Geija. And the one about Geija skip was, for the longest time, we couldn't figure out a way to skip Geija. And there is a way of doing it that I found, I believe, a week before GDQ's little end submissions for new games happened. And I was like, oh, I just found something. And then it completely like lowered the category even further, but also allowed the game to have an interesting category, which is like a reverse boss order. So you can do all the bosses out of order now instead of having to go do them in the traditional sense. So this next section here, I want to try and make sure I don't take damage, because Kong is currently in a glitched state with this move. So I'm going to try my best to get out bounds here, and it's like the ledges that I can jump on. And now there's a visible barrier here, and I want to see if I can land on this. If not, then it'll be a bit awkward. Hey, nice.
Nice first try.
So we're now jumping on top of the barrier that makes it so we can't leave that area. So there's a really important reason to why I'm not taking damage. It's because Kong's in this really strange glitch state, and we need it for the second boss. And the second boss is a giant crab. Don't know why it's a giant crab, it's just a giant crab. There's Kong lore in this game, apparently.
Yeah, and that jump to get out of bounds is actually quite scary as well if you're trying not to take damage, because there's birds that are flapping towards you because it's an Ascension event. They spawn because of that, and they do follow you quite far while you're out of bounds traveling towards the crab boss too, so you have to be careful.
Here's the crab boss. We're just going to jump off this ledge, and now we enter the crab fight. What I'm going to do is take one bit of damage from the crab, dodge the other one, go up to the crab, and just say, hey, I'm not like that, scream in its face, and this should... It breaks the AI. So I can just stand here and just constantly hit the crab because the AI is now broken. If you think this game was broken before, this giant crab is now dead.
This is peak gameplay, folks.
Yep. And if this is a perfect time to read any donations or read anything you have to do, just because we're just paying a crab. There's nothing else to explain.
Oh yeah, and I'm really sorry for what is about to happen. We have $5 from Brace Remo with a very special message. Okay. So they're finally here performing for you. If you know the word, you can join in too. Put your hand together if you want to clap as we take you through this monkey rap. This is the national anthem to Skull Highland, right? Thank you very much for those $5.
In my headcanon, Donkey Kong is related to Kong, so it makes sense.
Yeah, there's the end of the crab fight. It's just back and forth with the crab, and it just breaks it. But oh god, you gotta love a good DK rap. It's great. So now we're going to the next bosses, and what we're going to do here is open up the skill menu. Oh, that's the controller menu. That's how to play the game. Here's the skill menu. We're going to pick this upgrade for bigger rocks. So that will come handy for the next few bosses because each boss has a different way of defeating them. They're all interesting, all fine, all dandy, and things like that. So this area's got a bunch of different crabs and dinosaurs and going through that. And if you want to know why I'm dashing, it's slightly faster than jumping, but it depends on the area. Sometimes dashing is faster, sometimes it's jumping. Because if you dash and hit an enemy, you just stun. I'm going to try and go for this little skip here on the right. If I don't, then I'm going to just do a backup and go the other way. But should be fine if I go like here.
Yeah, this is a pretty precise jump as well, so you've got to kind of line it up just right.
Yeah, I'm going the other way. Done it 3 times. That was something that was found by Schwambler, who usually finds really interesting strategies for certain things. But we're going to have to loop around here, which is perfectly fine. Just means we've got to go on some vines. Jump down, and we're just making our way to the 3rd boss. Obviously, the crabs and dinosaurs are fighting because they don't get along.
Also, one funny thing about the upgrade screen is, for some reason, the attack and defense upgrades, they say attack and defense, but their abilities are swapped. It's very weird symbol of misnaming. I can't talk, it's very early, but I need a coffee after this. But yeah, you pick defense for attack upgrades, and you pick defense for... You pick attack for defense upgrades. It's very, very odd.
Yep. So what we're doing here now is just joining that little cave, and we're going into the next boss fight. But we're going around the back way of it. So by going around the back of the boss fight, it kind of breaks something with the game, which is the achievement for beating the boss. I have got a stupid amount of hours in this game. However, I have not technically beaten this boss at all, so according to Steam, I've never beaten it. Which is just the dumbest thing in the world, because you think it would work, but it really doesn't.
And some of you may be familiar with this boss too for a certain meme, but we'll save that for after the boss fight.
Yes. So yeah, there's a bunch of dinosaurs now spawning. There is Alpha. Then we've got another one coming up. We're going to jump on these rocks here and get to a really high point. And now here's the boss, and we're going to chuck a rock by here. And then we're going to move a bit forward. There's another one that spawns in. There's Beta. And so obviously then you've got these 2 going up. And as you can tell, I'm clearly hitting the enemies here. Because they're right there where my rock is going. That is where they are. And I'm constantly hitting them right now. Even though they just moved and I've stopped hitting them. Wow, that's great. I had it on my mouth, didn't I?
Yeah, I think so. Chat, tag yourself. Which Death Runner are you? I'm a Death Runner Beta.
But yeah, again, this is just a simple boss fight. Don't want to read anything out during this at all. There's really not much else going on I can explain.
Yeah. We don't currently have anything going on, but we did pass the $500 mark for the Flash Gauntlet special guest target. So still 1,000 to hit this. So get your donations on for the Flash Game Gauntlet. Thank you.
do get your donations in for that, because that will be a very fun time. Only one left, and even though you're throwing rocks one at a time, the shrapnel from the rocks actually counts towards each of the individual death runners, so that's why all of their health kind of dissipates at once.
It goes to multiple, but final rock here, and now this is the infamous cutscene with this game. If you've seen anything of this game, you've seen multiple Twitch streamers react to it. There's a random white pixel there. This cutscene is notorious for one particular reason, and that is for, let's just say,
this.
Yeah. It's a PNG!
PNG!
Yeah, they just never filled up the screen. It's just there. In the most updated version of this game, they actually somewhat fixed it. And by somewhat fix it, I mean they've just made it now as the full screen and anything else. But yeah, this game does have an update, which is the weirdest thing in the world. They actually went back and updated it. Also, if you have arachnophobia, please do not watch now, because this game has spiders and they are very big. People who have that, you've been warned. Do not complain that there's no spiders, because they are very big. But now, going this cutscene, for whatever reason, Kong now gets a lot bigger. For whatever reason, he now hit puberty. So he's now defeated the annoying Death Runners, and it's just there. So now he's a lot bigger, makes Kong's hitbox a lot bigger as well. But this whole area is full of spiders. So, just more of a friendly warning, because I know some people might be watching this and will have a really be scared of spiders, and it's just like, better be safe than sorry. Because the people just find spiders really weird, even though they're like quite cute and furry.
I mean, it depends on it. I mean, I hate spiders personally, but if they're the bigger spiders, then I'll be like, no. But if they're smaller, I'm like, yeah, it's fine, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is one of the longer areas in the game, because Sweet's gonna have to do an out-of-bounds traversal period of time where it takes quite a while compared to any of the other maps. And this is also he can get to a place to access the boss of this area, which, shock to no one, it's a Spider Queen.
I have to spoil it.
Well, we're in a cave full of spiders. What did you think it was going to be?
I don't know. A giant gummy bear?
If it was a giant gummy bear, that would be amazing, but no, I'm afraid not.
Damn.
But yeah,
Maybe a gummy worm.
I mean, we beat Geecha. We can't really use that.
That's true.
But yeah, it's just going to be a lot of jumping about, so for the moment, it might be good for 1 or 2 donations until we get to something, if there are any.
Not really, but we can give a little reminder for the polls. You have till the end of the Shadow Warriors speedrun to do the bow skill choice for the Omni run, so that would be left or right. For now, left is leading the way with $275, and right is behind with $205. So if you want to shift the balance a bit, you can still donate towards this. Don't forget to click your 3 tabs, reward, polls, and target when you're donating to put towards everything you want. Thank you very much.
Excellent, thank you. Yeah, still jumping around, just trying to avoid the spiders, because they can hit you with their webs too, and it just kind of...
It just stuns you for a little bit. It's slightly annoying, because if you hit by the webs, then it's just kind of awkward. Also, weird thing about this level, it's more fun when it comes to the boss. However, with this whole entire boss sequence and stuff, the game can hard crash by the boss fight itself if you play on low quality due to something to do with the boss itself. Anyway, we've got these birds now chasing us. And what we're going to do is make a leap jump to this corner, which will skip another Ascension event. For the longest time, this was one of the only Ascension events we couldn't skip. And then I just started randomly jumping in areas, because that's how you find stuff in speedrunning. If you're wondering how people find glitches, skips, or anything of the sort, you're just trying random things, you're bashing head against the wall, and then you go, this works. How?
We just get bored easily in our favorite hobby. It's great.
Yeah, again, it's like one of the key things in speedrunning. People think how to find glitches, how to do this. You just do things that you think that might work, and it sometimes pays off, sometimes it doesn't, and I'm stuck into a wall there.
Oh yeah, that can happen too. If you jump on a ledge improperly, you can kind of like soft lock yourself too, like with the vines. This game's very easy to soft lock yourself on.
Yeah, it's one of those awkward type of soft locks. Luckily, we can save and load if we don't enter a Ascension event or a boss fight. Those are usually very handy to have, and it can save yourself. By judging by a softlock, what ends up happening is if you land on a bit of like a wall or a floor awkwardly, then what's going to end up happening is you're just going to lose all momentum for Kong. Also, oh my god, jump scare spider.
Oh no.
Even though you just run to the corner there, you hit a render trigger and it just spawns the spider. And he can be slightly annoying and you can lose. Well, if you get hit by him, and it's just really awkward.
I'm also going to say that this area sucks casually too, because back when this game first released, it had a map, but it didn't function properly. But since then, the game has got updated. This isn't the updated version, but as you could see from that brief preview...
That's the map, and to find a way around, you might have to yell, and you can see little marks there. That's basically how would you follow anything of this game.
Yeah, because the map had no Kong marker. You couldn't see where you were on the map, so you had to try and take a piece of paper, pen, try and note it down yourself, or just try and have a really good memory. And in the updated version that they released months ago, to our surprise,
I believe it was like a week before the first week of January or last week of December, they released an update for Kong that fixed a few things. They actually fixed the little second boss like strat, which is just to break the AI by screaming at its face. They removed the rocks there as well. They added some random bits of scenery. They fixed the map.
Yeah, the map is the most major thing they fixed, by the way. There's nothing else compares to that, because that was the one thing people were furious about, literally not knowing where they were.
And they also made it so it made more sense, the map as well. They added like colors to it, so you had able to see where you were, what area you're in, if it's the high ground, low ground, and in a cave. Right now we've got another skip coming up soon, which will be right around this corner in the next few minutes, which is a very handy skip. But as you can see though, if you are playing this game kind of casually, going in this little area here, you can get lost by simply just obviously taking the wrong turn, and it's very hard to know where you are going. The longest time I would just get lost in this cave area. So it was just one of those awkward things to learn. But once you kind of get the muscle memory, you kind of understand where to go. But we're almost at the skip, which is this next area, which is this spider who can jump sideways apparently. It's just weird mechanics. So what I'm going to do is jump on this flower, jump on this ledge up here, jump on this next flower, and then jump up here. And yes, the lighting has made Kong very red. So we're going to jump here and then jump on top, and if by magic we're out of bounds again, however, there is still invisible walls here. The invisible walls for this whole entire game go really high up, and higher than they should realistically be, but then again, it's just kind of good to have so you don't accidentally fall out of bounds or anything like that.
Well, mission failed, I'm afraid.
I mean...
We did it so spectacularly.
I mean, you could get up here. This looks normal. I don't know what you're...
I mean, we're basically just abusing the collision on the wall geometry. That's there for a reason. So if they didn't want us there, then they should have said so. Should have fixed it.
Also, when I'm landing, I'm also doing a melee to cancel the fall animation. It saves a few seconds just to do that before you fall. It helps a lot, and you don't have to worry about kind of falling off the ledge or anything like that. So right now, we're just going to go up this little side of the mountain to go towards the final area boss for this section. It does require a lot of leaps and things of that nature, but it's very just much being careful not to fall down any holes or land awkwardly. So I'm using a leap to the best of my ability to make sure that doesn't happen, because there could be a chance of me soft locking here and having to load up a save to continue. Okay, that's good. But it's just more or less climbing up a mountain to get to this next boss. It's weird, but again, it's just the route we have to take, which has those awkward rocks, and it's really awkward to try and land there without feeling like I'm going to get stuck.
Also, with those leaps, we had them at the beginning of the game in the tutorial, but then once you beat the tutorial, you'll baby Kong, basically. So you don't have those abilities. You have to relearn them all as you go through puberty. So this is basically a puberty story if you hadn't already.
Well, technically, it's the mum that knows how to do all this stuff. Kong was just a little baby gorilla who was just upset that his mum died.
Yeah, but he's learning it genetically. He knows, like, my mom could do this, so I'll beat up a crab or a worm or 3 dinosaurs, and I'll remember how to jump. It's great.
I mean, it is what it is. Anyway, giant spider boss time. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump on this rock here, and if you are playing this game casually, this game level can, or boss I would say, can also crash. So what you do is just go up here, you go up to this corner, and then you just aim for the crab, and every... Oop, I am just off a bit, so I'm gonna go back to this corner.
Did you just call the spider a crab?
It's more early morning.
Yeah, true. We're getting coffee after this.
True. So there's a time here for every one. It's about every 1 rock they fall down, it's 10 after. So gotta chuck the crab, and then it's gonna be 10. And that's kind of the pattern for this entire boss fight. It needs a way of remembering it. Until I found out Schmumbler just goes, oh yeah, I just do it by like feel. I'm like, you can count it. It makes sense. You just time it by like every 10 ones or so. But this is the entire boss fight. It makes it a lot easier than what the original strat was for this, which I believe was you had to go down below, chuck rocks at the crab to make it fall down, hit it, have other crabs there. And I am really missing this now to hit the crab.
That's fine. I mean, even casually, this boss was a pain anyway, because it would just go from one end of its little cavern to the other, and sometimes you lose track of it very easily, or while you're being swarmed by quite a few types of spider enemies.
Yeah, or the game will crash.
All that, which is always fun. Again, peak game design.
Also, this is the only boss that doesn't have a introduction to his like second phase. Every other boss has it. This one doesn't. But yeah, he just runs up here, realizes, oh no, there's a lot of rocks here, and then just falls back down. But yeah, it's just, again, this is simplest boss fight. It's more strat that was found by Schmumbler when there were no bosses. And it's just a lot of just going back with rocks, chucking rocks, he jumps back up, we chuck a rock back at him, we go back down, even more rocks. So we're saying we're just rocking his world.
Kong is a big fan of rock music, if you hadn't gathered.
What would be metal? No.
Oh, come on.
Sorry, but that's just bad. I can already tell there's people already cringing at the fact there's like rock.
Yeah. I can just see Asian just cracking up over there. It's like, it's fine.
Can you just hit a rock? Rock hit. Good rock. Yeah, it can be quite awkward because sometimes you think, oh, it's perfect height, and you're just under by like a little tiny bit. So,
yeah.
This is the final bit of this entire boss. Crab, eat rock.
Oh.
I did not hit you. Just eat rocks.
It's quite easy to miss with the rocks because they have kind of an arc, so you have to kind of get used to the arc of the throw.
Yeah, but that's the next boss dealt with, and I believe Kong kills that boss because it's ugly.
Probably, yeah. He's just like, ugh, die.
Yeah, so at every boss, we unlock skill points and upgrades to level up Kong. So by leveling up Kong, you get the different abilities. If you skip any of the bosses, you don't get the upgrade. And it kind of makes sense by him learning some certain stuff. But it is just one of those weird things about this game. But we're going to do a little vine jump up here. It saves like a second or two. I've got the crabs. They're here. And there's little dinosaurs here as well.
Oh yeah, arachnophobia warning over, by the way. There's nothing to see here anymore. At least to scare you.
I like how I look over at Twitch chat and there's just people making like rock jokes now, rock puns.
You're welcome.
God, why? Why have we got more puns?
Well, you know, we've got to keep it light-hearted. You know, it's great. I mean,
I thought you were going to say keep it rock solid.
No, I mean, okay, that's enough monkeying around from you. Leave it to Kong.
Sorry, it's just contagious.
Congratulations.
No one can see us, but the host is just there like...
We're going to get banned from ESA for all these puns, aren't we?
No, they love puns. That's why people...
That's fine then.
Look, people love puns. Look, everyone's just going bananas. Yeah, it's the final section. All the dinosaurs are currently fighting each other for whatever reason. It's just... I'm looking at Twitch chat, there's just so many people making rock jokes now. Rock puns. It's great. What have we started?
Ah,
Yeah, we have a $2 donation from Bobson. I can't wait for the final level to do.
oh, excellent. But yeah, so far Twitch chat has been wonderful. Thank you.
Please stop encouraging them. You do not encourage Twitch chat to do puns, they'll go for it.
Why not? It's early morning, you know, we got to keep the mood light. We've got a whole day ahead of us full of wonderful ones that you should totally check in for, by the way, and donate to Alzheimer Fondant.
Well said.
Thank you.
But it's another skip that's on my Schmumbler. It's very finicky, so I could fail it a few times. It's a weird jump to loop around the corner, but it skips a large runaround section. So that's the first bit dealt with, and then second bit's by there. Oh, there you go, second try.
Nice, nice.
I hate that skip so much because I found a simpler way of it. It was much easier. You just climb some trees, go on the top, and it works well. Whilst I'm explaining it to Schmumbler, it's then he finds a different way of doing it by pure accident, and I'm just there going, bye. Anyway, we're gonna melee down here and go down a cave. There's a few little spiders down here, so.
Okay, Arachnophobia winning back on, by the way, for just this little bit.
Yeah, there's all time spiders here.
Yeah.
I'm delighted.
But yeah, it's just a lot of, again, going through caves, sections like this, and trying our best to skip our vines as much as possible. So we can go here, I'm going to leap up here and grab the vine. It just saves a few seconds rather than just going the normal set of just pressing A to jump up the vines. It's just quicker to leap up them. It saves like a second. You don't have to do an extra jump. Sometimes you can just skip them entirely. There's a cave here, and here's a surprise dinosaur. But they just there, jump about, and things like that. And now we're going to try and do is jump on this rock here and go up here, which skips a spawn trigger for more dinosaurs. And then we're going to jump on some more rocks, and this will get us to the final area of the game, to where the final boss is. I think we're going to do is leap across here, and then go down. If you wonder what these are here, by the way, these are collectibles. These are random things throughout the game, and they're just these yellow type of lights there, so it's just, oh, here's light, it's here, it's fine.
And no joke, one of the first collectibles in the waterfall sort of area at the beginning of the game, it's a skull.
Well, it's Skull Island.
I know, but I think it's a child's skull or a baby monkey skull or something like that. It's very dark.
It's Kong's brother. Okay, here's another Ascension event. Fun fact about this Ascension event, it's kind of bugged to where one of the dinosaurs spawns right behind the red wall here. So before you would have to like do some interesting things to hitting him and stuff. But what I'm going to do is just simply leap over here. Oop, I mistimed it just a bit. Oh, hi dinosaur, how you doing? You can't jump over across, but you can go and jump up here. We're on our way to the final boss right now, and we should be there within the next 2 seconds or so.
Yep, so we pretty much just skipped the last Ascension event, which would just give us some upgrade points to get some, frankly, useless upgrades at this point.
There's enough Ascension events to make it so Kong is max level, so it's just all good things like that. Anyway, here's the final boss, and what we're going to do is run back here, and again, shout out to Prophet for finding this. This is the safe strat of doing Gar, which is just, as you can guess, it's rocks.
Yeah. The funny thing was, I saw this run in the queue, and I saw how he dealt with Gore, and I was like, wait, you can do that? And he was like, what, you guys haven't been doing this? I've been doing this since the game came out. Apparently, we just never knew.
The original way we did it was just YOLO, spam every button to deal damage to him. And looks like I haven't got the good Gar, so what we're going to do is roll here. Also, there's a chance he can teleport back for whatever reason. He just leaps backwards, and I missed time to stun. If you yell at the same time, it will just stop the entire of the stun animation. It just skips it. So time's coming up when we get to the final hit of Gar.
Yeah, and Gore's very interested in this wall throughout the whole thing if you position yourself correctly, so they won't move from that rock and they'll just keep sniffing the wall.
Yep. And
time.
There you go. There's Skull Island Rise of Kong, and it is a very interesting run. Again, it's just one of the game's interesting ones there. Now, the one reason why I said that with this game and why I did put one of the filters to being or one of the themes or filters to be content for this game or run is I'll show you now. And I'll do the best example I have. And that is the rage filter quickly, because even though it looks fine there, however, if I load up the safe game here, and this is what the game looks like. It is red. Now, I appreciate my eyes, so I don't want to look at this for the entire time. And this is obviously getting paid DLC. I paid an extra £10 for it.
Oh, and you can't buy this separately, by the way. You have to buy the deluxe edition of this game to get this stuff.
But then again, that's Skull and Bones of Kong. It's an interesting game. It came out last year. It's extremely broken. Shout out to Street for making the All-Splayer, which I paid him a kebab for. Excited for getting me into this game, and everyone in the Kong community, like Smumbler, Joker, and Prophet, Echo, and everyone else who's been a part of it.